Hi, my name is Crystal Smart. I am the operations manager for the Guldi Group. Thought I would just take a few moments today to go over one of my favorite marketing tools that we utilize here at the Guldi Group. It is called a 3D tour, and as you probably guessed, it uses that big camera back there. Before I go over the mechanics of the camera and how it operates, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what exactly a 3D tour is and why I like it so much. A 3D tour is a virtual walking tour. It allows you to be in a space without actually being in a space. Obviously, that's pretty fantastic for today's times. If you are a buyer or a seller who has concerns about COVID, utilizing a 3D tour can help alleviate some of those concerns. It's also really fantastic for people who are just crunched for time. If you're a seller who just can't make their property available for showings very often during the week and you still want to be competitive, or if you are a buyer who just doesn't have a lot of time to go view all the houses they want to view, utilizing a 3D tour is fantastic for those situations. In our particular area, we have several military bases, so it's really very useful for people who are being stationed to this area to start their viewing and their looking beforehand so they can narrow down their list. It's also really great if you are stuck viewing a lot of properties and trying to narrow things down. If you can't quite remember what was at what house, a 3D tour is going to help you refresh your memory and remember what it felt like being in the property. What I really love about the 3D tour is the fact that it's the viewer who controls their experience. You can view at any time of day or night from the comfort of your own home. You can stay virtually in the property as long as you like. You can view each room as long as you like, and you can view the whole thing as if you were there from top to bottom, angle to angle. It's fantastic. The way that's accomplished is with this camera. I don't know if you can quite see, it's got this curvature, and in that curvature are actually three rows with three lenses in each row. So there is a row that is looking up, there's a row that's looking down, there's a row that's looking straight, and within those rows, those three lenses are pointed in slightly different directions. So when it does its thing, which I'll show you in just a second, it does a full turn and it gets everything. And I do mean everything. I'm going to show you an example by doing a tour of this room, which is my office. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying this is not quite set up the way we would ask our sellers to set up their space. And we do provide a list of what to do. And when we arrive at the property, we will walk it and make sure everything is set and ready to go before we start. But when I work, both of my animals, a cat and a dog, like to be in here with me. So normally you would not want that. You would not want anything that's going to move. I myself, when I do an actual tour, would set the camera up in a spot, go out into another room or into a hallway, somewhere where the camera can't see me. Because if I can see the camera, it can see me. It sees everything. And then I will start the tour. But this is just for example, so you can see what it looks like. It's very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and start it actually. And like I said, my space, my office is not quite set up. It's probably a little, well, it's as clean as it's going to get, I'll put it that way. So I did a practice one already, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again. It's connected to an iPad. The Matterport itself, that's what it is. It's a Matterport camera. The Matterport itself has Wi-Fi. So we connect the iPad to the camera's Wi-Fi. And I have already set up a sample. You can kind of see some of the tours we've done in the past. And then up here, I've set up a sample already. So I'm going to go into my example space. You can see it's already been done, but I'll show you what it looks like when we actually do it. I'm going to push this button. It's going to start the camera. And like I said, normally I would not be in this space and I would not be moving. If I did a lot of moving around, or if something got readjusted in this space, I have a stool, maybe somebody bumped the stool out of the way or something. If I move that camera again to get another shot of the space, it wouldn't take it because everything has to remain the same. It is going to be stitching together multiple views of a room to give you that 3D experience. Now, when I first started doing the 3D tours, I made a couple of errors, and there are some tours that no longer exist, but you could have spotted like a piece of my shoe or something. I wasn't very good at hiding, and I didn't understand the principle of if you can see any part of the camera, it can more than likely see you as well. So with the Matterport, you can actually go in to your scan and you can view what you just did. There I am. Couch. So this is an example of what's going to end up looking like. There's my cat in her usual spot, my dog in her usual spot. So I can review it and see if anything is incorrect or if I've caught a piece of something I shouldn't have caught, and just kind of make sure everything's matched up. Then I would move the camera again a little bit of a way. You only have so much distance to move the camera before it's not able to read the previous scan and connect. So let's get out of there. So that is pretty cool. I want to show you, I'm going to move this camera and I'm going to show you one of our recent tours and explain some fantastic features of that tour, some alternative possibilities with it. So let me move the camera. I'm going to show you what the tour, what the listing looks like. Unfortunately, the house is already under contract. It's not available, but you'll see what the tour's a finished tour looks like and some of the features that are offered. Okay, so here's the listing. Up here's the icon to get into the virtual tour. After it loads, it'll start with the dollhouse view and then go to whatever point you've selected as your starting point. You can start at the front door. We typically like to start someplace interesting like the kitchen. But of course, as you can see with this kitchen, there are no appliances because they were not delivered in time. But the great thing is, once they are delivered, if we wanted to redo the tour, we could. And we only have to redo the areas where you can see the kitchen. That does mean for this space, because it's such an open space, as you can see here, while I scroll around, I pretty much have to do the entire first floor. But if the kitchen were like in a separate room, say there was a wall right here, I'd only have to redo these spots down here. But the great thing is we do virtually staged photos, so you can still see what the space will look like with appliances. And actually, let me show that to you really quick. Select the photos. So here you can see we've got some, as the space currently sits, but then we've got these photos where we have virtually staged and put in, where those appliances, and these are the appliances that were ordered. We found photos and had them staged with the actual appliances that the contractor had installed or had ordered to install. So yeah, you get an idea of how to even furnish the space. Okay, go back to this tour over here. So one of the great features here is you can zoom in if you see something interesting you want a closer look at. And zoom back out. You can do a full zoom out so you have even more of a view of a specific room. Go back to the regular size here. And then here in this corner is where we have some interesting features. You can do that view of the dollhouse again, and you can rotate it around and have it further away so you have a better view, closer up. You're practically inside. It's a house at a glance, basically. Then you can do the floor plan, which is going to show from the top so you can see how the rooms are broken up. This is the top floor where the bedrooms are. So that is floor 3. Floor 2 is where we were. So you see that's a very open floor plan. And then floor 1 is the basement. Also pretty open. Does have a bathroom. But here, oops, I have to get back into the actual space here. This is, what I clicked on was the measurement tool. Actually, let me get back so I can show you again down here. That is the measurement tool. So I can use that. Let me line myself up here. I can use that to measure a wall. And select this plus sign and go to this corner. You can see that little circle up there is it's like a zoomed in view of what you're looking at, where that plus sign is that you're dragging across. Shows you what it looks like. On to the other corner. I like that measurement where it ended up. I'm going to select that check mark, and then I can measure somewhere else. Keep that there, so if I want to compare measurements, see, I want it just to measure what is this
this. So yeah, so those are some of the very cool features of a 3D tour.
You can see that is why I really, really love 3D tours. I think they are a fantastic marketing tool. And the day I have to give up doing them myself and give it over to another team member is going to be a sad day indeed. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you have any questions or want to know more details about a 3D tour or what kind of information we send to our sellers when they're getting ready to list to prepare the house for the 3D tour, go ahead and leave your comments down below. If you are just interested maybe in discovering what the value of your house may be for this current market, reach out to us. We would be happy to set you up with one of our fantastic agents who would love to provide you with an estimate of what your home should be worth in this market in its current value, or I'm sorry, in its current condition. Or if you or somebody else you know is interested in a change of career, or you are a current agent who is interested in finding out the benefits of being on a team, please reach out to us. We are always looking out for our next rock star. Thank you again so much for watching. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.